For more on this, let's bring in Danny Coulson, former FBI Deputy Assistant Director and former commander of the Bureau's hostage rescue team. Danny, Jackie just talked about the fact that synagogues are being secured around the country. Is the possibility of some kind of, copycat attack first in the minds of FBI agents tonight?
No, absolutely. If you look at these types of situations, they tend to generate other situations. And when you have a group of inadequate people who try to make a name for themselves, and so they typically attack minority groups, and Israelis and Jewish people are always at the forefront of their minds, and they need to think about that. All these synagogues and churches should have active shooter plans. They should practice it, they should rehearse it, and armed security is not out of the question. I would strongly recommend that they protect themselves at all costs.
The president said that. He suggested that an armed security guard could have stopped this rampage before it got so bad. He's taken a lot of heat from that, but it sounds like you agree.
Oh, I do. Absolutely, I do agree. These guys are cowards. If you think about it, John, he came in and engaged people who were unarmed and peacefully worshiping, and then went outside, and when the police came after him, he ran away. So you fire on these guys, whether or not you hit them or not, and with private security people, you never know. But he's going to run away, and you have a lot better chance fighting than you did begging or hiding. And so I agree with the president on this. Armed security is the way to go. Hire off-duty police officers, or have your own security team. And my church has it. I go to church armed every Sunday, and I feel comfortable with that.
Yeah. In Israel, just about every public gathering place has an armed guard at the door, from a pizza place to just about anything else. We're not used to that, though, in this country.
Well, we are. If you think about it, you go to a movie theater on the weekend, there's likely an armed guard there. If you go to a state fair, there are armed guards there. And the armed guard just means he's there to protect you. It doesn't necessarily designate that it's a dangerous place. But I like to see the police there. When we go and I take my grandchildren, they go up and thank the police officer. It's very friendly. And I'd rather have an armed guard there than be at the mercy of some cowardly murderer.
Yeah, and the police did a spectacular job taking this guy down.
They did, and you think about it, they were wounded and kept going after this guy, and that says a lot about the quality of law enforcement in our country. And I'm really proud of my son's a police officer, and he's been involved in some of these type of things. We have great officers in this country, the best in the world, and these guys are heroes, and we should walk up and pat them on the back and thank them every time we see them for risking their lives to protect you and me.
We mentioned you were on the hostage rescue team. You know a lot about how these guys think. The fact that this guy was taken alive, and he's going to be going to court in an orange jumpsuit, and he's going to be seen as the pathetic person that he really is, does that in any way help prevent future acts like this?
I don't think so. I think the evil is in the mind of the shooters, and I don't think it makes one bit of difference. I think what we see here, John, that's really important, is that these officers engaged him, and when he was no longer a threat, they didn't kill him. Other parts of the world, if he was wounded, they'd have killed him. But they were professional. They did their job as law enforcement officers. Remember, we're not at war, technically. This is a law enforcement issue, and these guys perform heroically, bravely, and within the framework of our Constitution. So there's not much more that you can say than that.
Yeah, hats off to them. They did a spectacular job, although it's terrible that the death toll was as high as it is. Danny Coulson, former FBI Deputy Assistant Director. Thank you.
Thank you.